Do apologise, I completely forgot to do a specific thing. Oh, it's not games, it's utils. No, it's not that one. I'll get there in the end. It's streaming. It's that one. So many things have been updated this week. It's been a right pain in the ass. Anyway, hello and welcome. So this week, hopefully, we'll be starting on this particular map, if I've got anybody flying, that is. I was supposed to have been on a little bit earlier. I'll have to finish at 1 today. It's Lisa's working week, which is every other week. I haven't been on the map yet. But it is Persian Gulf. Again, it's a modified version of Foothold, where it's been updated. So it looks like we're going to have to work our way from here and then jump over to the other side. Right, I have no idea. Let me have a look at the briefing and see what there is. Just to capture everything, destroy enemy forces and neutral zones be captured. Friendly zones upgraded, blah 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 blah. It's all the same rules as the other maps, just a different location. So let's see how we get on. We're starting over here, and it looks like we're going to be going over that way and that way, I guess, and working our way across. There's an air base up there, air base there. Right, let's have a look. As I said, I have no idea. 26 mile. Let's go and have a nosy over there. I'll take a shark over and see how we get on. Right. Where's the place? Al Dafra. Okay, so I assume there's a shark. Yep. There's only 99 of them. I'll load up when I'm there. Right, hello and welcome anyway. If there's anybody on at the moment, that is. Right.
Spatey said, morning all.
Good morning. How are you, Spatey? A little bit dark, not sure what the time of day is.
Thank you for the
nice low sun.
Subscribing, Spatey. How's things?
Yeah, all good, actually.
Thank you for the DR1 resub.
Thanks. I was a bit stuck at
6 months is really appreciated.
maps, but I thought what I'll do is find a foothold because they are quite good. I might not necessarily run it all week long. Otherwise it'll just sit there perhaps, but we'll see. Anyway, if anyone wants to come in, you're more than welcome. The password today is XMAS. And yes, I did forget to change it, but never mind, it was all a bit of a rush. So if anyone's got any questions, please ask. I'll go through the startup of the things when I first jump in. I haven't been on Persian Gulf for a long time. And in this light, I take it the sun's just coming up. It really does look quite different from its usual sandy beach type thing. But anyway, I've got my cup of tea, which I'm just going to drink, and then we'll get off. So if anyone's got any questions, please ask. Anything to do with this all-star citizen. How's it going anyway, Spatey? You and Wiz coming on today? Active runway is 31L. Hey, Dusty.
Spatey said, Sinai Foothold is very pretty too.
Yeah, well, it's who's got Sinai. This is the problem. I did look at it, and there's quite a few maps. It's like when I was going through the Koala Bear map, I thought, okay, I haven't got that. But when you get to the Iraq, I am confused with the Iraq maps. How many different maps do you need to have Iraq, and are they all connected up together to make one big one if you've got them all? And it's quite confusing, and I don't know whether they're all by the same company, whether there's different versions.
Kev said,
or what?
Question.
Yeah.
If you've no idea where you're going, will any road get you there?
Yeah, that's the way it works. That's what, who was it who used to do it? Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, they used to go on various roads, didn't they? You're right, Kev. Are you coming in today? Is everything working?
He said, all different companies.
Yeah, it's confusing, personally. It's absolutely confusing. I saw Sinai, and I was thinking, I think I might have Sinai. Is that the one with the pyramids on? But I don't know who's got it, and it's going to be bad enough. I'll probably end up flying myself anyway, unless Sting is out of bed. I know Pup's going and doing some moving, but if anyone wants to join in.
Said, pulled out my rudder pedals today.
Oh, you've actually pulled them out? That's a start, isn't it?
Kev said, need to pop out in a bit. We'll hop on if you're still on when I get back.
Yeah, I'll have to finish just before 1 or roundabout. As I said, I've got to take loose. And I've got one of the babbies on for Star Citizen later on this afternoon. But he's probably already had his mind blown. Okay, so we're in the Shark 3. I'll go through the startup as I always do. I did start trying to make some videos this week, and it was a bit of a nightmare. Something always stopped working while I was doing it, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, especially when you know you got an hour and a half or so to go, and the hardware's trying to defeat you. Yeah, no worries, mate. You'll probably go to sleep quick.
Yeah, probably.
More than likely. All right, matey.
I will struggle to use is the wheel brake axis, but he'll try to manage.
You have to see how you get on. Okay, so we've put the batteries on round by the right knee, and then we're going to go all the way to the back and switch on the Ekran hydraulics and that, which is the switch at the right elbow. Then we're going to turn round at the front and hit the master caution button. Okay, once we've done that, now because it's the 3, we're not going to do the bit at the back. At this point, what we're going to do is switch on the KO41, and we're going to switch on the ABRIS. And then we're going to turn around and we're going to allow the fuel to flow. So we've got forward, aft, and fuel QTY. As I found out a few weeks back, if you don't switch that on, it doesn't move the dial on there. I mean, I've always switched it on before, but the once I forgot, it caught me out. I didn't know what it was. Okay, we're also going to lift the APU little cover, pop up the APU to allow fuel to flow to the APU. If we look over on the left, we can see the APU is got fuel, and therefore we can hit the start button. You right, cock? I think the answer was yes, or she imagined it. So we can see the APU starting up. As soon as it moves up to just over 7, the green light will come on and the needle's going to drop down to 6. Okay, now we've got APU, we can start the engines. I'm going to shut the door first, make sure I use the right keyboard. And we're going to look over to the right hand side, and we're going to look at the engine controls panel here. So we're going to go for the left hand engine, switch the left hand engine EEG on, move along and switch on the left hand engine fuel, and then we're going to look over to the left, and we're going to reposition or click once on this little toggle switch to bring it down to the left hand engine, and then hit start. Okay, and then we're going to reposition our view so that we can see the needle over here. One thing I forgot to do there is the rotor brake look. I should have done that with the APU, because if you don't, as you can see, nothing's happened over here, and that's because when the rotor starts to turn, the rotor brake's on, so it'll stop it. I'll just press that needle again, and with a bit of luck that will just drop. Once it gets to number 2, which is 20% of RPM, we're then going to move the left hand engine cutoff lever up and observe the exhaust gas temperature for the left engine. So here it's engine number 1, everywhere else it's left hand engine, and you always start the left hand engine first. EEG on the back right that we switched on at the beginning is electronic engine governor, and once you've started this engine, the second engine is exactly the same, but everything's right engine or engine number 2. So we're going to wait until this comes all the way up. It'll settle just over the 70% power mark or RPM, and then we're ready to do engine number 2. So engine number 2, right hand EEG, electronic engine governor, right hand shut off valve, turn around again, click on this little toggle switch again, hit the start button, change your view, keep an eye on the engine number 2, and when it gets to 20%, once again we're going to switch up the engine cutoff for the right engine, and then you'll see the exhaust gas temperature. So while we're waiting for that to get up, there's a couple of things we're going to do. So this little toggle switch, as you see, is the intercom. We're going to switch it on, and we're going to slide across and switch up the voice warning system on. So what this does is, instead of the ecran, which means screen, just telling us or showing us there's various errors, meaning we've got to look at it, it's now going to tell us what these errors are. Okay, normally if you don't do this, right, you'll just get a warning saying watch ecran, and that means look at this screen, find out what's going on. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that, it should tell us. So once this is up to speed, we're going to move the engines up. Oh, we can, oh, blimey, you can see it's quite sunny, can't you? We're going to move the engines up to full power from just idle, okay? And we can do that with page up. There's nothing to click on, right? And it's a waste of a button. So just page up twice, and then you'll hear 3 messages.
Electrics on battery. Doppler navigation system failure. No nav data.
Okay, so what you got was... Hey Reaper. All good, thank you matey, welcome back. So you got... Oh, let's turn the brightness up here. There we go. You got electrics on battery. So the first thing we want to do is go back, and now the engines are started, is switch on the AC generators. So we're going to go down, and we can see on the electrical panel AC sysgen, left hand, right hand. Okay. You also had Doppler navigation system. That's because we haven't started the aircraft up properly yet. And then the last one was no nav data. On the Shark 3, you have to align it. Now, it depends on the mission that you're flying, it may be set to auto align. I can't remember, because I've never changed it, whether it's a setting on your client or it's just the server. I think it's the server based. So normally what would happen is this is all you see, and we need to align the helicopter. So we go through a process of determining where our heading is. We click this little triangle, it'll center on us, and if we click on here we can see our heading is 039. Okay, now when you carry on starting this up and it is sort of aligned, you'll find there's a discrepancy between the trimmer system and your heading, and that's what you have to fix once it's aligned. However, I suspect in this particular mission we may not have to do that, so we'll see. So to get the alignment process started, we need to switch this device on. So we turn this knob to operate, and now we turn to the INU. Now if it needs aligning, when we switch on the INU, you'll see a symbol in the bottom of the hood. Now straight away we can see it's already done. So normally you'd see a symbol in the bottom of the hood here, and you have to wait 3 minutes, and that's the fastest align.
You sound like a good teacher. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, no worries, matey. You can interrupt. Anyone can interrupt any time. Whenever I jump into something new, I always go through the startup in detail, and then it's there for somebody if they need it. I have some knowledge about the Apache. What's the question? The guy who was on with me probably has much more, to be fair, but please feel free to ask. Just jump in. Oh, you're trying to learn it? Yeah. What are you struggling with other than flying it? Or is it the flying it part that is the problem? That's the thing that usually gets most people, especially if they've not flown any helicopters before. People either jump in because they want to fly the Apache, or fly planes but then want to fly the Apache, and there's quite a bit missed out. So where are you on that base? Have you flown any helicopters before? Are you new to DCS? Can you fly planes? Flying this helicopter would help a lot. And if you're struggling with flying it, which is what usually happens,
Startup procedures come from the Viper and Hornet. I have been doing for 4 to 5 years.
Right, okay. Right, startup procedure is fairly straightforward. However, the flight is the difficult bit. So I take it, okay, you've come from the Viper and the Hornet. Have you ever flown the Huey? And have you ever flown the Shark? I'll tell you for why. If you want to fly the Apache, now I am doing some videos. Note the tense there, I am. One of the things when I get to the Apache is...
I just did all my keybinds on it yesterday.
Ah, right, okay, you're straight from the beginning. Okay, no worries. May I suggest, and there's two things here, I am going to assume that you have got DCS from DCS and not on Steam. I know it's a pretty big assumption, but there's a reason for it. Good. Right. Have you gone through all the free flies on all the modules that you've ever wanted to fly already? Because sometimes when you see people fly helicopters, it does give you the impression that they're extremely easy to fly, especially if you see somebody who knows what they're doing, and it looks like you just jump in it. And a combination of that and certain films where you've got helicopters, what you don't realise is the films are just made up bollocks.
Yes,
mostly.
I actually took off with the Apache yesterday.
Okay, right. Can I make a suggestion that you probably won't like? download
Sure.
download the Huey, right? Don't pay for it. Use the free version that you've got for 2 weeks. I know you'll be chomping at the bit, right, to jump in the Apache, but trust me, right? Get to grips with the Huey. The reason being is the Huey is the most basic of the helicopters. It's all completely manual, okay? You are the person flying it. If you can get your head around how the Huey flies, it will really help you moving forward. So,
said, it's also the most rewarding to fly.
yeah, it is good because these helicopters, as you'll see with this particular helicopter, has got a lot of automation.
Said, you'll consider it.
Seriously, it will accelerate your ability to fly the Apache. Otherwise, you are going to get very frustrated going from scratch, and it's quite difficult. The flight, the actual system, starting them up, you've flown the other things, you know, systems, but understanding what's going on. Hello, Shifty. Happy New Year to you, matey. How the devil are you doing? Oh, Lisa's just shouted from the bath, mate. You must be honoured. She shouted, "Tell Shifty I said hello." So yeah, start with a Huey. You don't have to buy it.
Good.
Excellent, matey. Are you back on streaming yet, or is that going to be later in the year? One of the things you've got to consider, right, is you're flying the Huey. Shifty says hello, Lisa. Lisa, you're not gonna. Lisa went, "Woo!" That's the noise she makes in the bath. Shut up! Can you hear this? Getting abused. Yeah, the Huey will help you a lot with your control and understanding how helicopters fly. And then, right, it's very easy to start, very easy to get in the air. But believe me, after 1 or 2 flights, you're going to realise that helicopters are not as easy as it seems. The other thing is this that I'm flying now. And as I move on, once I've got it started up, etc., there's an element of this that will help you with the Apache. And that element is the way this trims. So the Huey will give you the basics of a helicopter, understanding what VRS is coming into land and all the various pitfalls, right? And control, right? Because controlling helicopters is all very similar. This will give you an understanding of how the trimming works. And once you understand that, when you come to fly the Apache, the trimming works in the same way, although not as... it's not got as much stability as this has, but it'll give you that understanding. If you're going to stick around, or even if you're not, I'll try and squeeze in the Huey at some point. I'm on limited time today because I'm a taxi driver. I'll do this, squeeze in the Huey a bit, and then just go through the startup and show you. All right, and show you how those 2 helicopters, right, will help you with the Apache. Have you stopped for good, Shifty? Okay, so we got to the point where there was a little marker here. Now, normally, when you have to align this yourselves, there's a little thing stays on for 3 minutes. When it does finish, you'll see this diamond, which you can't tell at the moment. There's a diamond and a triangle sitting here. You can just see them there. And you'll find that the diamond is 10 degrees out from the triangle. And for it to be properly aligned, they need to be like this. And all you need to do is utilise this little rotary here. You're coming in to fly Shifty if you want to, matey. Persian Gulf. This is day 1, so I have no idea. It's Foothold on Persian Gulf. But you're more than welcome if you want to come in, mate. As is anyone else. Password is XMAS. So what you would do is use this device here, rotate it round to the angle of your heading, switch this switch down and back to the middle, and then put this back where it is, and you'll find the helicopter's aligned. Okay, I can't show you that unfortunately at the moment because it's set to automatically do it. Right, following on from that, once you've done that, now we can start the rest of the helicopter up. So we're going to switch on the radios, VHF2, data link, switch the data link on there. Choose a number. If you're in or you've got multiple people flying in Sharks, then you can have a number between 1 and 4, and you set this to wingman. And you must make sure that this radio over here, the red one, is on the same frequency, and then you can exchange and send targets to each other. Okay, these switches here, you've got pitch hold, bank hold and heading hold, and these are very similar to what you'll get in the Apache, called SAS, and what is in the A10C, which is the stability augmentation system. So when I fly this, you'll see the input is whatever I'm doing, but the helicopter flies really smooth. So it's sort of, as I said, it's got systems in it that will take control, the same as the Apache to some extent. I'll show you and explain it when I get onto the trimmer. Okay, once that's done, we're going to pop up the ejection seat and switch that on. One of the few helicopters with an ejection seat. We're going to put on the fire extinguisher. We're going to turn around to the right. We're going to switch on the L140 laser, which is a laser and range finder. And then we're going to put on the countermeasures. So when we turn around now, we can see the countermeasures are on too. Okay, we're going to switch the power onto the standby attitude indicator, and we're going to uncage it by rotating this little knob here. When was I muted from? See, nobody else jumped up. Where was I muted from?
Not long.
Okay, I probably just caught it.
Tea Kettle Babbitt said, "Morning, Squire."
Morning, Barbie. You in today? You had your bacon sandwich? Oh no, it's a bit early. So we press this. The APU will spool down. Oh, right. Yeah, no worries, Shifty. Okay, and we move over here. We lift up this flap and put the APU down, and now we can do that. Isha. We're on Foothold PG. It's not parental guidance. Yeah, I would. Go and ask your mum if she's okay with you playing with old people online. Right. Right, I've got to... I've got to basically now put some weapons, right, on this. So... When you get weapons, there is a screen nowadays, and you pick it up usually through left alt and I think it's apostrophe. It will vary depending on what country you're in because the keyboards are different. So I'm going to go for this generic and then just take out the oh, for God's sake, anti-air missiles. Okay, excuse me. You can see I've been talking for 10% of the fuel. So now I'll say, okay, look up here and make sure we get a response. We didn't get a response. And that tells me one of about 3 things.
Set morning brain fog.
So basically, if we look down here, we've got a radio, and we need to switch it to ground crew. Okay? Now, if we make the same request again, we should, in theory, be able to get the ammo that we want. Okay? And you'll see it say copy, and copy for the fuel too. There we go, we should get a copy. Okay, if we don't get a copy, you're not going to get fuel. It might be, if it doesn't come up, that we're too far away from where the fuel and the refueling and ammo is. Hey, hello. Anathema, is that anathematized mage? Can I make a suggestion, Mr. Mage or Mrs. Mage? If you look at the description on the bottom of YouTube, you'll find a link in there that will put you onto the Twitch chat. It'll just open up a little window, and when you talk, we haven't got the delay at the moment because I'm pushing 45 megasecond out to YouTube, right, to make it 4K. It creates a 1 minute delay between what you type and me responding, and also it's not read out. So if you can click on that little link, it'll open up Twitch, and then you can have a better conversation with me. And if you've got any questions, please feel free to jump in. Right, let me just pop that on there. Oh, you dozy bugger. Sometimes I'm such an idiot. Just one moment. I do apologise for those people who are watching. Oh no, it's all right. I'm not causing a problem for anyone, am I really? Let's have a look. I monitored the wrong channel, but that wouldn't be the first time. As I said, sometimes I'm such an idiot. There you go, got rid of that. Right, okay. Right, so we've got weapons, we should have fuel, we're ready to take off. So this is the little bit that I was explaining that is going to help with the Apache, right? Not this bit here, the trimming bit, and I'll explain it in a minute. Right, I've got my brakes on. The reason why my brakes are on is because I'm going to take off and just go straight up in the air, okay? The problem is, if I just go straight up in the air now, I'm going to go backwards. When this is set at the centre, it will make me go backwards. So as we start to go up, I'm going to push my stick forward like this. And if I push my stick forward, then the helicopter's going to start moving forward. And if I'm somewhere with a lot of things around me or on a FARP, I can either topple off or hit something. So I don't want to do that. So I'll put the brakes on, push forward, and it'll take me up in the air. Okay, so let's have a look at that, and then I'll explain the trimming. Right, so I'm going to start increasing the collective. And as it starts to get very light, I'm going to push this forward. See the way I go back? And then I'm just going to trim this. I don't want to be going over the runway.
Get those
I'm going to
supplies.
shut up about the supplies. I'm going to trim it over this way. Right. Now this is the thing that I wanted to show you if you're learning the Apache, right? If we look up here, this is going backwards a bit. Let's move it forwards. Let's move it over here a little bit. Right. So, the trimmer is holding this helicopter, okay? And I'm not doing anything now. If we look here, we can see a tiny little needle, and this tiny little line will represent the speed and the direction. This is telling me which way I'm drifting. And you might say it's a bit obvious, which it is, because we've got a point of reference. If we're up in the clouds or on the sea, right, it's not so obvious. So when you're below 50 kilometers, you'll see this line. If you look here, we've got a diamond and a triangle. The triangle is our heading. The diamond is where the trimmer's set. And watch what happens, right? I'm going to try, and I'll show you what I mean, and I'm going to push my stick left and right. Now, I'm moving that quite a lot. Can you see what's happening? As soon as I let go, right, it just goes back. It just goes back over there, and it's not really reacting to my controls, okay? Oh, right, okay. Oh, yeah, definitely. It's, I mean, MSFS is good, but at the end of the day, you can't blow and shoot shit up. It's as simple as that. And all this works. Like, I can't think for the life of me, why have you got an F-18 in the MSFS? I mean, just because you can't shoot anything, you can't do anything with it other than fly. And yeah, it'll be a great, fantastic model or module, but you can't blow things up. And this is where this is different. You can blow anything up with anything, basically. Okay, so what's happening, and I'll show you something more. I'm going to push my stick even more, and eventually my helicopter is going to start turning, as you can see. Well, it's rolling. I'm going to add some rudder. Okay, and it's really sluggish. It feels like it's resisting me. As I move faster, the line goes up to 50 and disappears. Now, if we look in the hood, we can see the diamond is off to the right and my heading is over that way. So watch what happens when I let go. I've let go of my stick, right? The helicopter is turning round. It's going to lift its nose up, which it is. It's slowing itself down. And look at that. It's gone all the way back down to where it was. And the needle, the triangle and the diamond are where they were before. Okay? This is the effect of the trimmer. Now, the trimmer system in the Apache is the same, or should I say similar. The difference is the amount that the trimmer system will manage. So in the Shark, the trimmer system will manage up to 20% of the control input. So let's explain that one in simple. Basically, imagine you've got 0 to 100 and you can move a control between 0 and 100. When the trimmer is engaged, it will... Am I 24? Oh, here.
Thanks for hitting the
My Soviet bias friend got me into one as a first heli, and off is not as good. It's not a good starter heli. It is a bitch to learn. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Again, Wes, if you can click the link on the bottom, if you've got a Twitch account, click the link in the description, and then I can understand what you're asking. It's read out to me, and we haven't got a minute delay. There's a big delay with YouTube because of the amount of data I shove to it, and it has to change it all, ingest it, and then push it out. So when you type something in, I see it a minute later, and I can't. You can see me looking. Oh, you can't. I haven't got my video on my head. It takes a minute before I get it, and I can't always read it straight back. Do you know what I mean? So if you can click the link, if you've got a Twitch account. But you're right, it is. The best helicopter to learn helicopters with is something called the Huey. If you've got your account on DCS, you can download it and fly it for 2 weeks for free. Get to grips with how helicopters work first before you start trying anything else. That's what I would recommend. Anyway, where were we? So, the trimmer on this manages 20% of the input. So as long as my controls are not more than 20%, the helicopter will manage itself, which is absolutely brilliant. And what that means is that if you've got a cup of tea or a drink, you can drink it while you're flying along, and it's one of the few helicopters that is stable enough to do it. Now, the Shark, right, doesn't do 20%. It is more like 4% on the one axis, on the rotation, and about 6% on pitch. Don't quote me on the numbers. One day I'll look it up. Okay? However, other than that, it works exactly the same. And that thing means, right, if I want to fly now, and as I said, this is so unresponsive, because unless I move my joystick 21%, right, watch, you're not going to get a reaction from the helicopter. Whereas normally that, or even less than that, makes things move. So how do we do it? So this is the same as the Apache. What we need to do is press and hold the trimmer button. When you learn with a Huey, it's instant. You press the button, bang, trimmer set. When you use the Apache or the Shark, when you press and hold the button, you disengage the trimmer. Now watch, right? I can adjust this how I want. It's really nice. I told you earlier that it's really nice and smooth. And that's because I've got those channels on. And what I do is I'm still holding it in, manoeuvring. Right? And when it's where I want it to be, I let go of the trimmer. Boink. And I can let go of everything, and this just keeps on going. Okay? And now the trimmer's set. I want to straighten up when I get round to this curve. So I'll just press the trimmer, straighten it up. Let's head directly into the sun and blind everybody. Let go of the trimmer. You can see the diamond jump. And then let go of the stick. The other thing to be aware of is there is a specific way that DCS handles trimmers in helicopters. In real life, the trimmer, right, will be either magnetic or friction. If you've got a force feedback joystick, then that's fine. It'll stay where it is. The normal joystick has got a massive big spring on it that basically, as soon as you let go of the joystick, it centers in the real life. But if you look at this, if I move it there and I trim it, the joystick does a little wobble when I center mine, and it stays there. You can see that by the representation down here. That's where my joystick is. Okay? Now, the way you manage this in DCS, it uses this center position. Once you've set your trimmer, you must, and I mean must, right, relax your grip on your stick to allow your stick to center. If you don't, let me show you what happens. Let's pull it back first. Let's get it over here. Right, it'll be a lot easier. Right, what I'm going to do is hold the trimmer, move it forward a little bit, let go, and I'm not going to center my stick. Right. In real life now at this minute, my real life stick is going round and round to the extent it possibly can go. And as you can see, it's not got any input to the helicopter. So what you have to get used to is as soon as you trim, you relax your grip and let your real life stick center. And when it centers, you'll see the stick in the cockpit do a little wobble. There it is. And now I've got control, so when I move my stick, it moves again. And if you notice here, the helicopter stick is here, my real life stick is here. So when I move my real life stick, it's as though my stick is there. And that's how they work around it. If you've got it set to anything other than center stick, you're going to have problems. One of them is immediate, and what that one will do, I can't remember the term for it, to be honest, is when you set your trimmer, as soon as you set it, it looks at your real life joystick and adds that onto the trim, so it doubles the amount of stick or trim that you're giving it. So you've got to be damn quick to let go of your stick, right? Whereas when you do it the other way, it gives you a bit more time. It just doesn't react to any stick input until you center your stick, okay? I'm going to get my undercarriage up now. Is everybody okay on that, how this trimmer works? And especially if you're trying to learn helicopters. Right, understanding trimming. This is a little bit different, but it's the same as the Apache, but the Apache's got different values assigned to how much the trimmer will hold. The Huey is instant. As soon as you hit the trimmer is set, and you must relax your grip on your stick before you've got input. But you wouldn't even notice. So it sounds like a big thing to do, but believe me, just relaxing that little bit is not as complicated or difficult as it sounds. Right, I need to go off onto this mission. Right, are you in Sham, or are you just visiting? That means he's not in. I'm not flying in VR, by the way. I'm using head tracking. And I'm using something called AIM XYZ. And it's a little camera that sits on top of the monitor. Because I don't wear headphones or anything else. Okay? Right. I should actually set a waypoint. I've just realised I haven't set one.
Said, I've had the Apache for a little while now and I'm looking to get another heli. What would you recommend? I was thinking the Black Shark is a nice red fur alternative, but would something like a Chinook or Kia would be a better option to fit non-attack roles?
Non-attack roles. It depends. Hey, Stingy. It really depends what you want to do. Normally, I would always say, and I know Shifty will disagree with this, but I would always start with the Huey for the simple reason. If you get a very good grounding with the Huey, it's going to help you with all the helicopters because it's the most basic. It's very easy to start up. Very easy to get going, and for the past 2 weeks we've been flying Hueys in a mission. It's absolutely brilliant for going and picking things up. You can take cargo, you can sling, although slinging is always a bit bugged in multiplayer, but there's a lot of scripting slinging you can use that will add the weight of the load that you're carrying in the helicopter, as you'll see when we start looking at this particular mission. It's always a good one to learn and get a really good understanding. It's absolutely great fun. It's very cheap. Wait for the sale. There'll be one in the Lunar New Year, right? Which will be Feb sometime. And the Huey is normally about 25 quid or $25 roundabout. And it is really good, to be honest. You can put gunners on it. It's also multiplayer, so you can have 3 of your mates in it if they've got it as well. You don't need other people in there to be able to fly the Huey, to be honest. It works really well without. Right, let me just stop here and have a little look. Other than that, the Apache isn't finished yet. It's really nice. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I rarely buy anything that isn't finished, or if I do, it just gets stashed and then I don't touch it till it's finished. And that might take 2 or 3 years. However, I made the exception with the Apache and with the Chinook, because it's big and bulky. It's not finished yet. The Apache still has stuff going on with it, and that's been out a while now. I've got the F-16, still haven't flown it yet. Excuse me 1 minute. So really, it depends what you want to be doing. The Shark is a very good single-player attack helicopter. The Apache is very good, but it's much better with 2 people, to be honest. The Chinook is really good for moving stuff around. Although most of the times it moves stuff around, it's magic, and you turn round and you can't see the tanks that you've just loaded, for instance. Kaya was good as well. But if you want non-attack and fun, I would start with the Huey. It's so damn cheap. You could probably buy that and something else as well. The Mi-8 is also very good. That's good at shifting stuff around. It's also very quick. I mean, one thing you don't realise is how slow the yeah.
Dream to fly. Next best cargo load to the Chinook. Does sling loading. Door gunners that are actually effective and can load a
yeah, there you go.
Rockets if you have the urge to make a grid square disappear.
It's like a flying buzz, and it is really good. It's just one of those I've got out of the habit of flying that I need to get back into, to be honest. The helicopter you've got, the Mi-24, is also very good. I've forgotten how to fly it. I flew that one quite a lot, and once you get used to it, it's fine. Occasionally it'll catch you out and you'll get that retreating blade thing where it just rolls over, I think, off to the right or something like that. Right, let's have a look at the... Oh, you're joking. What's my cursor doing over there? This is a pain in the ass. Let's go back in there, unless it's already buggered. Right, okay. Let's have a look then. So, I was going after number 2, Kateem. Then going to number 3 and then number 4. There's an EWR just outside Alain. Might help. We'll probably get planes coming in. We've got no air cover today. So let me set a course. We do that using the SUS button. And what was the name of the place again? Al Khateem. Okay. Now somebody did mention an easier way of oh look.
Lampsey_ said, I'll give the Mi-8 a trial and see how it feels. Thanks for the
Yeah, that's you're welcome. Yeah, all of them, right, use the trials. Have a look at it. It's like flying a buzz at first. If you're English, you'll know what I mean. If you're foreign, think coach, really big and heavy. But once you get used to it, it's actually quite good. Right, I should be able to waypoint. I'll move this down. Which one is it now? It's ages since I moved this. That's what I want. Search waypoint. That one. Boink. Come on. Move it down again. One day. There we go. So that's the waypoint I want. How am I selecting it? Probably no. How am I selecting that? Is it the next button? Let's think. No, oh, that's my brightness. Let's turn that down. That's where I want to go. So hopefully if I just go back to nav, yep, it keeps it. It's a lot easier than cycling through. You can see I haven't used that for ages, so I can see now where we need to go, and it also tells me the distance. It should tell me the difference. That's not the right place. So what happened there? It's these little things that I completely forgot because I don't use anymore, to be fair. I actually want to go there, look, and it's called Carty. I know I've gone too far out. Is it that one? Nope. It was probably the very first one that was in there, to be fair, because there's so many things. Let's do that search again, waypoint. Ah, I see why. It's this one. What an idiot. Come on. That's the one I want. It still points over there though, doesn't it? So how do I acknowledge? Does anybody know? I know I'm supposed to be the person showing you, but hey ho. I can learn just as much. It's 2. Yep, that worked. That definitely worked, didn't it? Okay. Right, so now I know where I'm going, which is slightly left. Right, okay, so it's 40 kilometres away. Let's take off the auto hover. By the way, you saw the way that this was hovering. And let's put this on because it's sunny. Oh God, that was on. Jesus, that's bright. That is very bright. What was I going to say now? The way this was hovering, right? The Apache can hover in exactly the same way. And I mean, it can just sit there and not move. But you're not going to learn that by jumping into the Apache and trying to fly it from scratch. You really need to, as I said, learn from the Huey, because you can get that, you know, learn how the trimmer works and how to hover. Then use this thing, which, as I said, is so automated in terms of the number of systems it's got. Because now I'm flying along, okay, I've got nothing on. I can see it's increasing. This is nose down in, but as it goes nose down, it speeds up. As it speeds up, it gains lift. So now it's climbing because it's going faster. So I'll just adjust my collective a little bit, and I can balance these. And that means that if I had a cup of tea, right, I would be able to drink it while I'm flying along. And this is flying quite well. Okay. Now, one of the other things you need to be really aware of with this, obviously it's got 2 rotors. It's got a top rotor spinning one direction, and it's got no, I think the AIT makers, I was going to say fluffing herself, but that's the wrong thing. She's probably doing her hair and everything, and then I'll get a cup of tea. She's just got out the bath, so she looks like a drowned dog, and then she has to sort herself out. Otherwise she'll scare people in the street, so she can't hear me, I don't think. So when the blades rotate round, right, the top one rotates round one way and the bottom one rotates the other, and that removes the need to have an anti-torque rotor. There is a stabilizer there which I can sort of turns with a rudder, look. Yeah, but other than that, these blades, right, start to meet on the right hand side, as you can see. So I think there's a weird rule, and Camel will correct me, for a rotating blade, right, the lift is effective 90 degrees. Is it 90 degrees to the forward direction or rotation? So if you look, the lift on the top is left, which means that's going one way. The lift on the bottom is right, and they're 90 degrees to the direction we're going, I think. I'm sure Camel will put me right. He's a pilot, by the way. Helicopters, that's unless he's gone to sleep because he's in New Zealand. Okay, so what you've got to be aware of is the faster we go, right, those blades are going to lift more and more. So I'm going to put my nose down. Fucked. How far away am I? I'm alright. I'll put my nose down and really push this up a bit, and then when we look, see they're getting closer and closer. Bit skew with there. And at some point, right, when I get up closer to 300, I'll put more collective on at the moment. You can see my collective's not up high. I'm going to push more collective, push the nose down. That'll go faster, but there's a point soon where those blades will hit. It's called a blade strike, and I'm going to get beeping, and it's warning me that I'm overdoing everything. So what you need to do, which I might hit the beeping, I might not, is you immediately put your thumb on your trimmer, you release it, pull back your collective, and, or should I say, reduce your collective and lift your nose up, and that will take the strain off the helicopter, and it will also give you more space between the blades. And now you know why there's an ejection seat in the helicopter. I'm going to slow down anyway because we are getting closer and I'm a little bit high. So with this helicopter, it does allow you to smack the blades into each other, so you do have to be careful. The other thing is, as all the flight control surfaces go through the blades, right, rudder, collective, cyclic being your joystick, rudder and collective, then that is, you know, putting quite a big impact. So when you're adjusting any of those flight control surfaces, it all goes through there. So that means if I suddenly want to do a very hard turn to the left, those blades are going to push together because they're forcing those side apart, pushing those together. Again, I could get a blade strike. So when you're moving at speed, you've got to be very mindful that if your blades are only an inch apart on the side, the last thing you want to do is any sudden turn or anything. So as I said, best thing to do, right, press and hold the trimmer button in, reduce the collective, lift your nose up as you can see me doing, and it's slowing down a little bit and taking the pressure off the blades. And definitely before you're going to make any hard turns. You can see the gap has increased. Anyone got any questions? And we're 14 clicks away now, so I am going to start having to get lower. I may have to move the colour visor, the sun visor there, because if I don't, what's going to happen is I'm going to end up hitting something. It's great when it's sunny, but when you're trying to avoid things that are dark, it makes it really difficult. So I'm going to get lower and lower. I have no idea what's over there at the moment. It's AI controlled. I'm 12 clicks out. I slow down at this village, so I'm gently lifting my nose up with my thumb on the trimmer button, making adjustments to the collective, and that way I'm not suddenly shooting up in the air. Okay, so with helicopters it really is both hands and feet if you've got rudder. If you haven't got rudder pedals, you can do it with a joystick with a twist grip. It's obviously more than possible to control a helicopter with a twist grip. The trick is putting that joystick in the correct position. The correct position is not over to the right hand side of your keyboard, right, with a throttle to the left of your keyboard if you've got one. It's where your arm bends, and you should have your seat at the right adjustment so that when you bend your arm at the elbow, your hand can comfortably hold the joystick. And if your arm is bent and straight, bent at the elbow and straight out, and your joystick's in the right position, you'll get full control over the twist grip without having a problem. If you're over to the right of your keyboard, if you think of it, you're going to sit there like with your arms splayed slightly, and if it's the wrong height, whenever you're trying to do a full turn left, if you're right-handed, what you're going to end up doing is pulling back on the stick a little bit, because you'll feel a slight pain in your wrist, and you'll find that as you try and turn, you're going to pull back to make that pain go away. It's a very subtle change, but it makes a big difference to the flying. The other half flies with a T16000 joystick, and when I flew on her showing her something once, she said, how come you can fly that like that with using that stick? And it is a case of moving it and sticking it in the right place. Right, so I need to zoom in on my map. These are trees, not a little village, as we've all established. So zoom in. We're 9 clicks away, so I need to... Let's have a little look at what we're going at. There is a little villagey place that we can use on the right if I need to, because this is particularly flat, is it not? So what I'm doing now is using the line, right, that appears at 50, and I'm pulling my helicopter back in the opposite direction. This is another little trick that you do with the Apache. When I put this into auto hover, right, if I can get it as slow as I can first before I hit the button, it'll get into an auto hover much quicker. So if I do this manually, you can see it's down to 10. Let's change it a little bit more. Down to 5, 4. Now I'll hit the button, let go, let it balance itself out, and you'll see it gets into a hover incredibly quick. So what I'm looking for are the numbers there and the numbers there. 0 movement, 8 meters. Okay. When you're flying it's drifting a little bit to the right. This helicopter takes a GPS reading, or Russian equivalent of a GPS reading, and then uses the trimmer system to hold it in position. You can hit the trimmer, or the hold, when you hit the auto hover. You'll see this light come on and your altitude hold come on. That's the 4th channel on this smoothing system, for want of a word. But if you slow it down, you're into a hover straight away. On the Apache, there on when you set a hat for the Apache, forward is trim, left is attitude hold, right is altitude hold, and aft is reset, attitude and altitude hold. So you hold your button forward, you then let go when you've trimmed it, and it will hold the helicopter, but only at a low level, like 4 or 6. If you go and switch on your attitude hold, it will hold the helicopter in that sort of position when it's flying. If you're over 40 kilometers an hour, it'll say, right, you need the attitude holding. If you're less than 40 kilometers an hour, it'll go, oh, you want to go into a hover, and it'll slow it down and eventually get into a hover. But if you hit that attitude when you're going to want to go into a hover at sort of 3-4 miles an hour, it will get in really quick like this. And once it's holding it, then you switch the altitude on, and you can hold an Apache very similar to this. Okay, really easily, but it's just about technique and just getting used to it. Okay, right, so the target is over there. So what I'm going to do now is switch on my weapon system. Okay, I'm going to arm, and I am going to release the Schval. So the Schval is basically this camera system. You can just see the lens there, right, in the front, in the big square in the front of the chopper. It's forward facing, and it's got a gimbal in there, and we're going to access that now. Just to the side of it is a laser, and the laser is always forward facing. Okay, so I'm going to press the button, release the Schval, and there's the camera. And as we move down, we can't see anything here. Why can't we see anything here? What have I forgotten to do? Anybody? Don't you just love it when you make mistakes?
Corsi said, turn the contrast, brightness up.
Brightness, contrast. This one. That's that one. Brightness and contrast is down here. No way is it that dark. And yes, it is. Wow. Is that because it's really sunny? That surprised me, I must admit. So let's get a better picture. Let's change his contrast. Let's turn that down a bit. Thanks, Rick. That's just like my mum saying, oh, why is the telly like that?
Out several times.
Yeah, I've never had that at all. Right, you can see this is the problem. Look, when you start moving it around, right, the brightness and contrast is all over the place. Do you see what I mean? And it's a pain in the arse. There was going to be white hot, black hot, but it is. Right, I'm being shot at or monitored, so I'm probably going to die in a minute. It could be a plan. Anyone firing? At you, that's excellent, thank you. Right, okay. So they're firing at him. That's okay. That's where the enemy are, right. If we look, I can't see on that screen. Right, so that 8.5 clicks away. So when I start to move this around on the airbrush, you can see that yellow line. Well, you can when this thing's not on. This is something new on the Shark 3, by the way. You're right, Platty. No, you, matey. Right, okay. So you can see it's showing me where I'm looking. Okay, which is great. I'm looking on this screen, and as I turn, this little indicator here shows me where I'm looking relative to center, and then the one on the left shows me where I'm looking up and down. So you can see I can look quite a good angle. When it gets to here, it stops, and it does exactly the same the other way around. I've also got two views, a narrow and a wide. Okay, or you could call it a zoom and a not zoom. Oh, you got it now, have you? Yeah, there's a lot going around, isn't there? Now we can see that the enemy is over here somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to put my camera over towards the enemy, and hopefully, like me, they should be standing out like a sore thumb. And lo and behold, we can see some of them. Look, see, there's a ridge there in the sand. Oh, let's get rid of this while I'm here. I'll explain this a little bit better, but I might be dead if I'm not careful. So let me just get rid of this guy. If it lets me, come on. I'll explain some of these things to you then after. Where is he?
Warning, under attack. Warning, under attack. Warning, under attack. Warning.
The stuff I'm doing now, I need to explain to you.
Warning, under attack.
Rifle. Oh, come on. Rifle. Whether we'll reach him or not, I don't know. But there's something I need to... Oh, he's gone behind a tree. No, let's move that. Let's move that to there. What I've just done is told my missile to go over there, but I still don't think that's going to work. There he is.
Under attack. Warning.
Let's see if I can get him in a minute. Rifle. Hopefully I'm pointing the right way. Oh, I'm out a bit. I've relaxed my grip. I should be over there. I'll explain all this in a minute.
Warning, under attack. Warning, under attack.
Might be a little bit low.
Warning, under attack.
Right, let's try again.
Under attack.
Rifle.
Warning, under attack.
Got to keep this over there.
Warning,
Let's have a
under
look.
attack. Warning, under attack.
Come on, you can do it. He's going to disappear behind that tree.
What you're doing.
Warning,
Shh.
under attack. Warning, under attack.
Come on.
Warning, under attack.
Did I get him?
Warning,
Or is it landed right by the side of him?
under attack. Warning,
Right, okay.
under attack.
Let me go back to where I was and explain. Right, okay. So we'll put that back over there and switch that off. Right, okay. So as we can see, he says, we are pointing over to the... Let's move that. We're pointing over to the right. Now, one of the things in here... Oh, I'll move that as well, didn't I? I am going to get shot while I'm explaining this, which is a bit of a bugger. We were sort of over here. That's better. Right. Let's take that out. Oh, it wants to move back over there. Okay. So my point I was going to get to and explain is when the camera, which is the yellow line, is outside the hood, right, you'll see a box form in the middle. Okay, that tells me it's outside the hood. The other thing to consider is that the laser is forward facing. So if I've got my camera and it's outside my hood and I fire a missile, right, how is the missile
Warning,
gonna follow right? The camera, the laser. So there's the camera looking hard left. There's the missile or the laser looking off to the right, okay? And it can't follow it. And when you want to shoot at something, with a switch on default in auto mode, there's a set of rules. And it says if the laser and the target are not coincident, right? So the target is on now, but you can't see it. Then you're not going to be able to fire. So think of this as a consent to fire. So it forces you to make sure that the laser and the pipper for the missile are pointing to the same place. Now I'm sitting here pointing over there. My target's over there. So what I'm going to do is reset, and I'm going to switch on something called auto turn, which is down here. Okay, so I've switched on auto turn, and now when I release the Schwal, watch what happens to the helicopter. So there's my camera.
Warning. Under attack. Warning.
Right.
Under attack.
When I move like this, I'm going to the right. I let go.
Warning.
Can you see what's happening in this display? You can see when I'm looking. I'll extend it out a little bit. Can you see what's happening? If you see this, you'll see it move to the left and then move back to the middle again.
Warning. Under
It's only a bit because I'm only moving a little bit. But what's happening is the helicopter is moving round to recenter,
warning.
right?
Under attack.
The helicopter, ergo the laser, where the camera's looking. So when I pop this out, which is my target, whatever it is, if we look down here now, right, we can see something slightly in the distance. That thing does need to go. I've got a lock on it, so I'm going to hit return, but I'm not getting a lock. And I've got no ranging information. I have my pipper, which is over here, and all the pippers on the Shark are the same. This is your 0. This is within range. Yes, please. This is the minimum range. This is the maximum range. However, I've got no ranging information. So at the beginning, I switched on L140 laser, right, which is the laser, and ranging. So down here, I've got to switch this on. Now when I try and lock, I'm going to get information. I can instantly see it's 8.5 clicks away, and I can also see that it's over the maximum length of the missile. So when I just very gently move the helicopter to the left with my rudder and make these coincident, I don't see the letter C. And that means, if you listen, can you hear this button going? Right? That's my button trying to fire the missile, and it won't fire. Now, the reason why you've got these restrictions is if you have this little indicator down on the maximum range, right, then it means the chances of you hitting your target are going to be pretty damn high. It does give you the option to override it, okay? And if you look down here, this is what I did earlier, you switch it to man instead of auto. Instantly, I'll get the letter C and I can fire. But it will let me fire wherever I'm looking. So if you're not careful, you're just going to waste missiles, because if my laser's over there and the missile pointer, the missile should be going over there, it's never going to lock onto the laser. Okay? The other thing is, it will let you fire at whatever distance. It doesn't care about the range. It will let you fire. So in other words, it's saying do it my way and you're going to more than likely hit the target, or if you want to do it yourself, that's up to you. Okay, so it gives you that freedom to do it. Now if we zoom in here and have a look, is that still sitting there? Yes, it is. I'm not sure if it's dead or not. Did you kill those big twizzly things that were flying around? Stingy. Okay, that won't lock on there unless, right, it's alive. Yes, matey. You know the Sams with the twiddly things. It's my terminology. I'm not a full-blown flight sim nerd in any stretch. Alright. So, the range of this missile is 7.1. Right? I can extend that range by firing, but I'm really low. If I was higher, I could stretch it to high 9s. And what I'm going to do is, let's try something. I'm going to point up here. I'm going to fire the missile. Rifle. And then the missile's following the laser. Going to wait a little bit. And then bring it down to that. And hope that I've done that right. Now, if it... I think that was just short. Did you see? If I've got it right, it will allow me to change the path of the missile. But I think I might have done that a little bit early. And it looks like he's reversed behind the bush a little bit, which is a shame. That one there, let's have a look. See, that's dead. Can you see? I can't lock on it. Okay, there's a big one just between the two trees. So I'm not sure what you'll see from your angle. You've killed one to the left of it. There's also a big one over to the right. Thanks, Cock. Somebody was asking where my cup of tea was and wondered if the AI was broken.
Was that Kev by any chance?
No, it was somebody. I don't quite know, seriously.
Who was it? Fess up.
Look, see, mechanised sleep. You can't be abusive.
Mechanised sleep?
Yeah, you don't know who it is.
Ah, no, I don't, do I?
Exactly. And I said you was...
Or do I?
No, I said you were fluffing yourself, but what I actually meant...
Wow.
Kev, I'll always blame you, whatever.
What I was trying to say was you were making yourself look better so you don't scare people in the street.
Uh-huh. That's right. That's your opinion.
Rifle.
Flying said, I'm surprised I wasn't mentioned.
Well, Platty, you was my second choice.
Right, we can follow this missile down with no, not F for you. F6. There we go. Let's see what happens with it. It's following that laser.
I always have a backup, and Platty, you're my backup plan.
There we go. I've killed the dog here. Poor dog.
Story of my life.
Stingy's my third choice.
Hey, Stingy so quietly, so you leave him alone. Right, so that one's gone, which is good. But you see the way I'm not having to worry about moving the helicopter now. The only thing you need to be really aware of, I'm sorry for leaning into the mic like this. Ah, there he is, look. Is that when you move the camera around, the helicopter's going to automatically follow, right? And if the helicopter is in a wind, right, when you're moving away from the wind, if you move it a lot, the wind's going to catch it. Let's see if it will reach this as it is. Rifle. The wind's going to catch it. and it will basically pull the helicopter out of its hover. So you've got to be really careful. Might just be a little bit too far. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so we'll try the other one, but as I said, it's very difficult to judge when you're looking through this, but shall we have a go? Let's aim up here to give it a little bit more loft. Rifle.
Here you go.
Thanks, cock. Oh, didn't want to do that. So the missile's there, and now I'm going to move it and move it and move it. Come on. No, that's too early. Oh. That was actually close, wasn't it? That might even have stopped working, I don't know. I'll risk one more. But you get the gist. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. That looks like a thingy over there. Rifle. Let's see if I can get this right. It's so difficult to try and see where that is. Right, now I'll move it down. Move it down. Oh, too much. There. Per missile, I don't know whether it's coming or going. No, I think I just did it way too early. Never mind.
You need to closer so we can see you get shot down.
Don't you just love it? This is the problem with when you've got subs, right? They think when they pay you some money, then they can come and abuse you. And that's always been happening ever since I started. Right, okay. So we know that this is, what's the proper range of it? We know that it's 7.7 to there. Let me, before I move, where's that thing I was trying to hit? Have I moved too far to the left now? Because there's something else I couldn't, oh, there we go. That one there. So what I can do, right, and this is really useful as well, I'm going to lock onto that. I'm going to go up to here, and I'm going to say, Sam, send mem. And what that's going to do is put...
I'm only here for the VRS demonstration.
Oh man, you're so disappointed at sometimes. It's going to put this symbol on the Abris. And that symbol tells me, right, where it is. Now, I'm not saying it's going to not move by the time I get there. I only need to move just over 1k forward. But there's a very good feature that this helicopter has, which I'll show you in a minute. So I'm going to switch off the auto hover, and I'm going to switch off the altitude hold. And I'm going to push my keyboard in, and I'm going to try and move forward. I'm going to try and do it quite low at the moment, and I want to move forward until I'm close enough. I don't want to go too fast. I only need to move a K. So I'm about 8.4 at the moment, and I don't want to go up there, so you can stop that. I'm moving in a little bit stingo. There's a couple of guys standing further back from some of the things you shot with anti-air. Or are you dead already? Okay. There's still a Sam over to your left. So just beware. Okay, so I'm quite low. I should have my dust protectors on at this height, to be fair. There is a dust protector. Stop all the crap going into the engines. I don't think it actually does anything, but if you leave them on, your engines overheat. I know that. 8 kilometers. So this has also got a really good cannon, and the cannon will shoot high explosives and armour-piercing rounds at about 4.5 kilometres. So it is quite good, and you can blow tanks up with it as well. So I haven't got to go too much further. Hopefully that's damaged enough that it's not going to do anything to me. You got supplies? He's going to say no. I always talk quieter when I'm creeping up on the enemy in case they hear me, but in truth they never do. You want to keep as low as you can when you're dealing with some of the SAMs as well. So with a bit of luck we should be able to get to the point where we're just in range, and then we can switch it back to auto, and I'll show you the difference. Although, as I said, I'll probably be explaining and then they'll shoot me. They're so impatient. If anyone's got any questions, please jump in. Who was it now who was asking about the Apache? There's a guy on earlier sort of saying he'd just done the Apache. After this, I'll jump in the Huey and quickly run through it for the purposes of having it recorded. If you ever want to start in helicopters, always start with the Huey. Always, always, always. These things have so much automation, so many systems. The Huey is just you flying it, and you learn so much from flying the Huey. Right, so I'm on 7.3. I'll start to slow down in a minute. This is my fuel, by the way. 7.2. I'll go nice and low. And again, this is not my good flying. It's not on auto altitude. It's just, it's trimmed and it's very flat. As I said, it's really nice helicopter. So I'm going to start slowing down a little bit, just holding the trimmer, lifting the nose up, also reducing the collective a little bit. I'll stop in a minute, hit the auto hover button, feet off, everything hands off, just wait for it to settle. Okay. Right, so there's the target, there's me pointing that way. So watch what I do now. First of all, I'm going to switch on auto turn. Okay, my laser's already on there, look. I'm going to select the target and I use this. There's 3 buttons there: ground vehicles, SAMs, other. Okay, and these are the number of people in your little group. So I can send this to everybody, this target, or to a particular person. As I said, you know, it's really quite advanced. I'm going to select that and we should see it flashing. I'm now going to select the button next to the other one. Oh, you idiot. Oh, what a twat. I meant to select that one, but for some reason my hand jumped over to there. I didn't go to press that, I went to press that, and my hand twitched. So basically, if you press this and select it and then this, when you release the schwal, right, that camera will go straight to the target. Okay? Especially if you've got your laser on, which I have, and turn the helicopter around to point at it, which is why I wasn't bothered about where the helicopter was. Now I'm going to move it off manual, leave it on auto. That was a really good demonstration, was it not? Let's see if I can find it. I'll find it again. It was just showing you one of the features. And the fact is, if there's 2 of us, there's usually Pup here, but he's moving house. but you can send each other targets, and there's likely not to be anyone else in a shark. Okay, I think it's this area. It was just to the left, wasn't it? Let's look. You see the way this, even though this was adjusted fine before, it's not now. There's the vehicle in question. Right, hit the button. It's locked. 7.1. Right, targeting. Here's the pipper. Can you see now? That's just there. But I still can't fire it because these are not concentric. In fact, that might even be just overlook. Can you see? I can't hit it because I need to be at 7. Can you believe? So all I got to do to flick that switch and fire rifle, and it should get to it. Can't you believe it? I set it to 7.1. Here's the missile. Hopefully it's within its range now. Glad he said rifle. Okay. Right, apart from that one thing that I was about to show you that completely messed up, has anyone got any questions? I'll find something else. There is something off to the right, isn't there? Let's zoom back out. I'm sure we're not... Have you blown up the headquarters? There was a big mast with something. Oh, look.
No.
There's a truck. There's a truck just come in. Right, now I don't think the truck's going to stop moving. I mean, stay moving, but something else we can do. If he's still moving, let's pop that up there. And now it follows the truck. The helicopter turns with it, albeit very slowly. If it goes behind anything too much, it will lose it. It's still got it. There we go. So I could follow that. Okay, look in the hood. I just need to turn the helicopter back. Rifle. No worries, Shan. I think there's a big truck just dropped off some reinforcements. Okay. That's another feature that's really quite useful. Is it? I thought he was trying to drive back. That was me still going. Right, there's some troops there. Let's see if I can lock on a troop. No. No. That's a shame. So let's... What attacked you? What got you? Press tab. So we still got one kicking around. Towards the town at the back. Okay, I'll have a look. Ah, right, blimey, they're stretched over a bit, aren't they? Or is that you? No, that's you, isn't it? Right. Yeah.
Can you see the smoke? Like a tower? To the left of the tower, that's focus.
Right, I can see the smoke. But I'm not sure if that's the truck. Oh, yeah. That's the headquarters. That needs bombing. Yeah, there's some smoke, which is where there was a truck moving through. What have we got down there? Ah, right, I see. Right, let's see if we can get that too. Why is that not locking? Oh. That's a bit far, isn't it? Also, I can't see it very well. Anything else there while I'm at it? I can see it, but it's too far away. Why can't I lock on it? 9.9. If I go up any higher, why is my helicopter still turning left? Let's just press that, see if it helps. I mean, still turning right. It's like it's still turning right, you know, when I was tracking that vehicle earlier. So what I'll try and do is see if I can get a lock on this so that I can set it up. Is that a bush? No, it's there, isn't it? Can you see? It's not getting a proper lock. Something else to the left there as well. Something there. Can you see it just there? Might lock onto that. Something there. Hopefully not bushes. Got it. Oh, I've got something. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do this time is put that in there, and now we've got that there. Okay, I'm going to turn the helicopter around. You watch this not work at all. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that, which resets it all. So now you press auto turn, make sure the laser's on. Okay, you select the type and make sure it's flashing. Select DL ingress, and when I release this file, you see the camera go over and the helicopter turn towards the target. Okay, and with a bit of luck, depending on how good that was, you should see the target, but it's really difficult. I think the target's a little bit further. I think it's there, but that's close enough. I think there's a slight slope, maybe. There we go. Hopefully that's not a tree. There's also a good chance I might hit that, so there's very little I can see of it. Rifle. Let's have a look. It might drop before I get there. 6. Yeah, there's no chance of that going over and hitting what I was pointing at. Not a chance. Hopefully it's not locked onto a tree, but you never know. You can see the thing on the edge, can't you? I think that tree is in front of it, and I think there's also another one there, look. What range is it? 7.6. Let's see if I can do what I did before. Move that over. Lift it up. Hmm. 7.7. Can only just see it. Rifle. It's my last missile. Close, but no cigar. Okay. It's a shame because that one looks much closer now, doesn't it? And I am out of ammo. Where am I? Right. Yeah, there's a couple of things there, Stingy. What time is it? 11:41. Oh, I've got time. I suppose I'll do the sensible thing and get...
Shot by flak. George wasn't finding it.
Well, you know what George is like. Take it off. I've got to turn around and go back now. Now, one of the good things in this, and I've still got that out, and I should have put that away. There we go. Make sure my laser's off. If you look in the airbrush, you'll see black, and it's a breadcrumb back to the way I came. Doesn't mean it's necessarily the best way, because I was going on about lots of things, but hopefully I can get back before we run out of fuel, rearm and come back. Stingy will probably grab them, or Shambles will. Right, I'll take that off a moment. It's not quite so bad going that way, but it's still not brilliant, is it? It's waypoint 2, I think. It's called Carty. Al Khartoum, waypoint 2.
Thank you for the 53 long months of support.
It's just to the right.
Hello, Mr. Mel.
Hello, pup. All good, thank you. I was going to ask you, how's your move going at the moment?
Mel said, thank you for the prime resub of 2000.
Thanks,
The
pup.
support for 53 months is really appreciated.
53 months, blimey. Not long now. Soon be 60 months. How's the house move? Are you fed up of it yet? Have the men with a van come, or are they coming tomorrow?
Up 2000 said, packing.
Yeah. I hope you put in big labels on the boxes and put what room they need to go in and what's in them. Because I guarantee there'll be stuff you can't find.
BT sent me a nice email Wednesday.
Oh, what do they say? That unfortunately... What was the nice email? Have you got your computer working properly now? Is it stable, or are you still having issues? Anyone got any questions on what I've shown you so far in the shop?
Sorry for the delay connecting you. Here's £380 compensation.
Oh! That's the sort of email you want, isn't it? It's only been, what was it, 18 months? 10 months? 380 quid, blimey. It's a good job you don't work in the post office.
Indeed.
That'd be
There was 4 months with PT.
4 months. Oh, fair enough. They'd be accusing you of nicking it otherwise, wouldn't they? Right, so just heading back to here. We'll rearm, refuel. I've got to be careful because the laser is only good for a couple of sorties, and if you leave it on all the time, it'll burn out. So you do have to be careful.
Up 2000 said, new mission?
Yeah, I don't think we could really stretch the helicopters again. As much fun as it is.
Arcadito said, my fafali.
Hey, hello. I can't quite read your name on there. Let's try there. Dr. Arcade TV. Is that right? Yeah, nice helicopter, isn't it? Just drinking a cup of tea at the moment, which is why the head's not moving.
Correct. Are you on VR?
No. No, I'm just using an AIM XYZ head tracking. The trouble is with VR, right, is it will never look like what I can see on screen, which is fine. The immersion is absolutely brilliant. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different things I'm monitoring while I'm flying. And when you're in VR, you can't do that. And that's a bit of an issue. And the other thing, when you're streaming, moving around like this isn't so bad. But when you're in VR, it's more like this. And it makes it a bit jarring. So you have to modify your behaviour. And I think some people can do it and some people can't.
What are you monitoring?
So keeping an eye on stream chat. I've got YouTube I'm streaming to as well. So I've got a thing watching YouTube. I've got a piece of software over there, audio levels. I've got a couple of other apps over there. I've got the Twitch stuff, the OBS stuff. So if anything goes on wrong or someone asks a question on YouTube which isn't read out, so I'm able to keep an eye on it basically. Oh, sorry about that, virtual. If you're still there on YouTube, the problem is there's about a minute delay and between what you write and when I see it, but obviously if I'm busy I don't notice. I do apologise. If you are still there, give me a shout. Well, I'll finish my tea and the base is over here. Put my head back in now.
Minimum fuel.
Yes, I know.
Not done a proper stress test on my rig yet, but seems to be behaving itself.
So it's stayed up longer than it would when it wouldn't. Is that what we mean, yeah? So we're coming into land. It's telling me I need to refuel, which I already know. There's the base.
No shutdowns as yet.
Excellent. And that means it's not shutting down when it's getting warm, because it would have got warm. Is this the base, or am I looking at someone's house? Might be looking at someone's house. I think it might be over there. Let's zoom in a bit on the map. There we go. So again, holding the trim ring, lifting the nose up. You heard the fuel warning. Normally should say watch your crown, and there it is. It's telling me what we got in the tank. Not much.
Jugator_65 said, hey, are any good beginner vids you recommend?
Good beginner videos to do what exactly do you want? There's quite a few. Are we talking helicopters? Are we talking planes?
Planes.
Planes. What's Red Kite? He's quite good. It is Red Kite, isn't it? Have I gone past? Yes, I have. Look, is it Red Kite, Kev?
Kev said, yeah.
And what sort of plane are you thinking of flying, by the way? Yeah, if you Google Red Kite, or go to YouTube and look for Red Kite.
Jugator_65 said, carrier.
You want the carrier as well? Okay, so you got the best choice if you're new to it is the F-18. The F-18 can take off and land on a carrier, as can the F-14, but that needs 2 people. There is AI. Am I missing where I'm supposed to be going here? Oh, there's the base on my left. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Kev. So yeah, the F-18's a good helicopter, a good plane to start with. One of the things I would say is make sure before you download it from the DCS website. The reason being, why am I over here when the base is over there? The reason being is that with DCS, if you download it from there,
Mechanist Sleep said, Harry too, right?
um,
It's in DCS, I think.
the Harrier's in there, but the problem is the company that made the Harrier, there's been a few issues, and I believe the Harrier may not be updated anymore, might even disappear, and may not be for sale. It's a nice plane, but there's been some issue going on sometime. Well, this looks like where the airbase is over here. And why start was where I jumped on, I don't know. I just hope that this is stocked up. Or is it a random airbase I happen to fly over? No, it isn't. It is within that area. Okay. Don't know why it said start. Yeah, so the F-18, you get the Super Carrier module. You can download possibly both of them for a 2-week trial, free of charge. If you go on the DCS website and download the game from there rather than Steam. That's possibly the best all-round starting aircraft for people going into fast movers and stuff like that. It gives you very good air-to-air, very good air-to-ground, and obviously carrier operations as well. You would need to buy the carrier expansion pack, which is not very much. Don't buy anything at this point in time. Wait till I think the Lunar New Year is February, or the Chinese New Year. So there will be a sale. When there's a sale, a lot of things are anything from 30, 40 to 50% off. I don't know how much the F-18 will be, but you'll probably find you can get 30 to 40% off it. So just hang in there a little bit, try the free trial, and then when you're ready to buy sometime in Feb. Did that help?
Gigator_65 said, can I transfer assets from Steam to DCS?
Yes. I don't think it's in chat. Try !convert. I'm not sure if it's there or not. There is a process of doing it, but it's a one-way trip. Is this assets that you've bought in Steam? Or is it just things you've, like you've downloaded the free version and got 2 free planes? Or have you already made purchases in Steam, but it can be converted over? There's a few people have done it. Some people prefer not to. Right, okay. So yeah, go and have a look. Can someone type !convert please in chat and just see if that link is still there? Yes, I know I need fuel. Jeez. It's worse than my AIT maker. Right, I've got about an hour left. I might not get onto the Huey. Oh, it is there. Okay. Or have you found it, Kev? Oh, you've gone and found it. Yeah, there's a whole section on how to do it. It's not too difficult and should work fine. Right, I'll put my gear down just in case it suddenly goes. Just gotta hope that. You're welcome. Thanks, Kev. It's never the best thing to get a bit lost, is it, when you running out of fuel? One thing you will notice in VR, and it always surprises me, you jump in the Huey and it seems like you're quite low to the floor, even though you're on skids. You jump into VR in the Huey and you realise how high you are off the floor. Right, let's see if I can rearm refuel over here. Hopefully I can. I can't. It's going to be a bit of a problem. That was a bit of a plop, wasn't it? Let's reset that. Let's see what happens. Well, I've still got it on ground crew. What a plonker.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
I knew it. I'm in the wrong place. Right, because I've landed, it means we've got credits. I need to go over there. Because we got credits, it means we can now bring in things to help us. Basically, like
Get those supplies.
oh, shut your hole. A bit like AWACS, we can use Reapers, so we can put a Reaper over the area. I need to be over here. The reason why there was no supplies there, even though I'm in the confines of the base, I wasn't close enough to where I need to be to get rearmed, reloaded. So I'm just moving a little bit. Haven't you got an AI bot?
Now, what to do?
Did she know you were flying? It's like we started just off, doesn't it? Oh, dozy Arab. Going the wrong way. Let's use good old F10 map instead of the one built in. That's better. So I wasn't close enough to where I need to be. Basically. For rearming, refueling. It's taking me to the middle of the airport, isn't it? Which...
2000 said, how's it going now?
Alright, I'm not dead yet, mate, but if I carry on like this, I'm going to just run out of fuel in a minute. And then just plop to the floor. I've just come back for a rearm reload. So we're on Persian Gulf version of Foothold at the moment. I was just about to demonstrate how the helicopter can turn around and pick up the target that you saved on the Abris and everything. So I'd got the target selected and then twitched or yipped, you know. So I went to click something, but my hand jumped and I clicked clear instead, so I got rid of the target. You know the way it is. Squirrels have been good. I don't think they've got squirrels over here. I was quite surprised. But I did get a letter. I did ask. And I was told there's no squirrels. So you should be alright when you manage to come back in. Which will be a couple of weeks, I would imagine, at least. Especially as we're supposed to have a ton of snow the end of the month. Which you might get as well. Although, in the UK... we're going to get walls of snow bombs every year. And usually it's in Scotland, so it's not really an issue as such. This is taking time, isn't it? It's over these houses and it's just over there. It all looks the same to me.
Tour_65 said, I bought a F/15 to learn to fly with, but recently bought a F/18 and carrier and Persian Gulf map, but realised the F/18 is a high fidelity plane.
Yes. The F-18 is a high fidelity, and don't get sucked into buying something that's cheaper, because a lot of the very cheap modules are ports over from something earlier, from something called Flaming Cliffs, and you don't get the fidelity, but the benefit is you can click so many buttons in the cockpit that you don't have to worry about having a joystick with a load of buttons on. You know, you can do it with a fairly minimal joystick. Have you got a joystick and throttle, or just a joystick, or what are you controlling them with, or what you're flying with at the moment? Even a basic joystick is better than no joystick. It's better than a controller because it's easier and it leaves your hand free. And then with you using the keyboard and the joystick, you should be able to do most things, even with the most basic. Right, let's pop over here and see if we can get any fuel.
I got a X52 Pro Hoties.
Oh right, okay, yep. I started off, there was one before that I had which was really basic. And then I'll move to the X52 when it was still owned by whoever it was. I forgot the name of the company now. But I started with the X52. I had a few little issues with it. It would automatically recenter when I was doing a bank because the loom was a bit tight, but all that problem's gone now. Cytec, is that who it was?
Cytec.
Yeah, I thought so. Let's try again. Sorry about this, guys.
Request rearming.
Oh, for God's sake. Is this still on? That's over there. That's over there. And I still can't rearm and refuel. Ah, man. That's the centre of the runway. And I'm here. You would think it would do it from here. So there's a spawn point a little bit further on. Don't tell me I've just got to pop over there. This is the problem I said at the beginning when if you get no response.
To these two in Sweden.
Oh, right, yeah. Last time I saw him, he was like half the size as he was. But then I saw him the once. He added me in with Star Citizen. I haven't seen him again. I wonder if I'm at the wrong airport. Can't be, no, we got all this stuff, haven't we? Let's see if this helps. It should be where we all spawn. Assuming it's our base. Yeah, there's some things with twisty-turny things on the top. There's a couple of those left to the left of the command centre. You're welcome, Gigantor. Sorry, what was that? Well, I was really low, getting into about 7.1k. So that's not going to necessarily mean that you can get in that close, but you should be able to get within 8k.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
Right, now we got copies.
Copy.
See, no copy, no refueler, no T. Oh, it's gone. That's why you have to stay low. But when you get over there, you'll find they're behind a little ridge, and it's the ridge that causes you problems. So you can see the tops of them. The easy ones we've got rid of. There's a little town, I think, off to the right, and you may be able to come in from that direction. I don't know. I went straight in, as did Thingamajig, Stinger. Yeah, but I've just looked on the map. You've also got a T90, a BTR, and an M1130 between you and that town off that road. So 107 for 7.09 nautical miles is direct to target from you. Yeah, exactly. I didn't know they were there, but I suppose they are. Yeah, they're not moving or anything. So refueled, which is good. Just need the rockets replacing. It always does the fuel first, and then 5.97 now. If I change to meters, they're 11 clicks. 10 clicks, 10.9. So just beware they don't catch you out. You should be okay. You've got about 4,000 meters off on the main route when you go past them, so just beware. Right, okay, let's get back to it, shall we? So again, holding the trimmer in as I'm moving. turning round.
Taking the SCR for this bit, I'm not using it maybe.
Get those supplies.
Uh, You right, cock? Somebody went ding dong. Somebody went ding dong. Yeah. Yeah. Can someone type ding dong please in chat? You'll get told off, but it's okay. I'm only streaming in 1080 this week because I noticed that it was causing me a few frame drops. Thanks, darling.
What are we having for tea tonight? Are you going to starve me?
You need starving a bit, to be honest. You are getting a little bit podgy nowadays.
I'm not. No.
Think you are? We've got 2 slices of bread if you want. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, I did have a command once, but it disappeared when I changed the bot. So we'll head over there. 107 for 8k. Stingy. I'll be coming out of here. There we are. Probably overtake these. Yeah, there's quite a few undulations that you can't see because the low side is the same colour as the top, but you don't know till you get closer. Do you know what I mean? In theory, yeah. Just drop the collective a bit. That's going to drop the nose. That'll drop the height a little bit. That'll speed it up a little bit, as you can see. Says the nose drops. Excuse me. Speed increases, and then there'll be a point where it balances. Hopefully that point is before it hits the floor. Otherwise I'll just have to back off. Increase on the collective just a little bit. Which will lift the nose up. And there you go. So the speed slowed down just a fraction, and the height, now it's going up, so I can move back just a little bit more. And then they should balance. I shouldn't need any rudder, or should I? Yes, I should. Oh, no, it's alright. Let's trim it over here a bit, watch the cables.
I've also got the Harrier mission, but you say it's a bit dodgy.
You got the Harrier mission. You mean the... No, what's happened is one of the... yeah. One of the third-party developers are in some sort of dispute with Eagle Dynamics, and that third-party developer has got around about 4 to 5 modules in the game. I understand what the dispute is, and if you know all the facts, you sort of get your head round it. But I'm not sure where they are down the line. But as a consequence, the modules concerned, I don't think they're being updated. And I'm not so sure they're actually available for sale. I don't know. So it's all right, but you never know with DCS when they bring something out that's a core feature of the game, or they make a change. All the modules tend to need tweaking to accommodate that, and that won't be happening. That's the problem. Did you get them all, Sham?
Last one, target group.
Okie doke. Isn't that
See.
a Japanese K-pop or South Korean K-pop band? Yeah, you don't like them.
Waitrose, will you get some milk? Because literally, because we're both using the milk at the minute.
You mean we've still got an inch or two left?
Yeah, but I'm going to be having coffee, you're going to be having tea, so the milk's going to run out a bit faster.
What makes you say I'm going to Waitrose?
Oh, you're not?
Did you want me to go to Waitrose?
No, I was just asking about what we're doing for food tonight, that's all.
2 slices of bread.
Stop.
Who is your fat dev for content in the game besides the official DCS stuff?
Besides the official, I don't fly any mods at all. However,
Razvan and Eagle Dynamics had a falling out, so Razvan modules are presently not supported.
yeah, that's the problem. So I don't do any third party other than DCS. See what you're saying. I don't have a preference. It's more to do with the modules, and to be honest, the A10C, I mean, you can't beat it. It is brilliant. And you see me fly the A10, the Apache. I used to fly the F-18 a lot. Used to fly the AV-8, the Chinook, the Huey. Used to fly the Mi-8 a lot. Used to fly the Mi-24 a lot. I've got the what's the other helicopter? I forgot what the name of it is. The Kiowa. It's a really nice helicopter, but I don't fly it enough. Mostly because I haven't had much time in the past year or two. But I've got more time now, and I am going to have to relearn a lot of the stuff. But everything I fly, I actually really enjoy. There isn't anything that is bad. Apart from, I think there was a Hawk that I had from years ago. L139's just a trainer.
The neck makes good stuff, I think, if I remember the name correctly.
Yeah, I think that is one of them. There is some. I was talking to Camel this morning, and he was saying that the Little Bird module is out, but that's not a third party, a modders. And he said they've really done a good job on it. Now, I don't use mods, and our server runs pure clients as well, which means you can't have mods. But from what he said, he used to fly the Little Bird, and he says they've got it spot on. He said it really is good, and he said it's amazing. And which is where at the beginning it was like, well, we haven't got any mods. If you want to modify one of the missions, and we can put that on, that means the server will run it, and I can flip the switch that allows modded planes, but normally I don't, because you never know who's coming on and whether they're mods or just there to cause trouble. Do you know what I mean? Because mostly people can come on the server if they want. Just checking the range, look, so 13 clicks off the targeting, and I'm at about 25 metres, so I'll drop down just a little bit.
Jivator_65 said, I also got the A10A on sale. Is the B-Aussie better or easier to fly?
The A10C is a full fidelity, and at one time, I can't compare it now, but it was one of the most complex modules, which is what really got me more into DCS. It's an absolutely fantastic aircraft, fantastic module. The problem is it's really, really heavy. I've been starting this week putting some training videos together in a way that basically makes it easier for people. So the way I explain what I'm doing as I go along. I try to keep away from a lot of technical terms where I can. But I will be doing one for the A10C, the Huey, the Shark, the Apache up to a point. A lot of the old modules I'm flying for ages, I am going to have to learn. So that would help. But for example, I did teach somebody on a one-to-one. It was about 60 hours of time spread over about, how long was it? It was about 6 months or something, I think. It took a while because it's remembering stuff, and you remember things by doing it, by repetition, by rote. And that's why if I teach someone the A10, I don't tell you to write anything down. You just listen and follow parrot fashion at first until you're ready to write your own startup procedure, and it helps you to remember. But different people learn in different ways. If you can read manuals, there are manuals for it, but they're really, really dry. If you want a really good set of instructions with pictures and a step-by-step, there's a set of books or PDFs called Chuck's Guides. So if you look at Chuck's Guides or type !Chuck's in chat, that will take you to a set of PDFs. And if you download them, there's a lot of info in there, and it may put you off a little bit, but it does go into a lot of detail. But when you start going through, you'll find they're really, really good as a point of reference and helping you to learn. When I sort of teach, there are things like, checkups and things you should be doing. Oh, I'm too close there. But I don't necessarily go through every single thing. I go through what you need at the stage you're at, and then add more on. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no point just blowing your brain in one foul swoop. You just work it up gradually. I'm slowing down at the moment. I'm a little bit closer than I was before, so there's a chance I might get shot.
Kev said, "You're welcome."
There we go. Right, so weapon system should be on. That should be on. Let's choose this. Let's put this back down to auto. Let's release the schwa. Let's put this on. Right, these are all things I discussed earlier. If you don't understand what I'm doing at this point in time, just have a look at the video earlier. I'll explain things as we're going around. We're in auto hover, and we've put auto turn on. So now I'm going to start looking for targets. I'll be off to the right. We've got troops there. Some will have rockets. Some will have guns. Let's have a look. There we go. And a little bit of anti-air. Don't think he's dead. No, he's not. You. Right. Need to put my laser on. Do it again. There's the mileage. You can see I'm quite close. Rifle.
Under attack.
So with the A10, it is a slow build up, and it is a good idea to you just listen, but it does a little bit low, huh? In fact, I can shoot him with a cannon.
Under attack. Warning.
I'm sure I can shoot him with a cannon.
Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
He's shooting somebody over there. What I'm going to do is change that to armor piercing.
Warning. Under attack.
I'm only just sending a few out. Come on. Those are armor piercing ones.
Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
91% damaged. Yeah, there's quite a bit. I'm a bit closer this time, and
Scanning. I could see it was soldiers. I thought I'd go into the gun.
Oh yeah. That's... Why is that not working? Have I still got that button on? Shouldn't be following him, but... Ah, right, let's have a look. Where's he gone?
If you want to get into the 810C, then check out all Fitudes 0 to Hero.
Yeah, Ralphie. Well, I can't fire any more. I think it might be just a little bit out of range. If I pop that up. Yeah, it's just a... Oh, wrong button. So, that's close. So what I'll do is go there. Oh, too far. Too far. Oh, too late. He's really moving, isn't he? There's a guy with a machine gun coming across. Don't know who he's after. Let's try tracking him again.
You don't shoot.
I'm trying. Oh, there's some others. Hang on. I'm shooting some. There's a couple of trucks, little guys with machine guns. He's well within range. Should about to put that back on there. Check. Yeah, there he is. Come on. Doesn't need much to sort of damage him. Looks like it's firing slightly right, doesn't it? I'll move that down a little bit. No, his mates are running in. Charlie, move quick, they're shooting at you. You got a guy with a rocket launcher running across. Right, he's damaged. They're going to land behind him, aren't they? Yeah. See him put the brakes on then. Let's try that. So I'll switch to high explosives. And where's that guy with a rocket launcher? There he is. So that might get him. Splashback will get him if nothing else. Oops, sorry mate. It is what it is.
Just underscore Glenn said,
Hey Glyn. Early finish today mate, so I haven't got too long. It is firing a little bit over, isn't it? Like a little bit behind. There's a cannon on the side of this. I can either control it through this or have it just forward facing. And it's not doing a lot, is it? Let's give a bit more of a spray. It's just not touching him, is it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, he'll just burst into flames. I suddenly realised when I was shooting these that there's no point having him tracked, is there, when I'm firing guns. I think it'll just burn anyway. That truck is still up. This troop carrier, I think. A bit high, aim down at his feet. Those are wheels, by the way, not feet, just in case. Man, I don't get why it's aiming so low, so close to where, you know, towards me rather than, I mean, away from me. It's just going high, isn't it? Look, I wonder if that's because he's on a lower level. Yeah, I see what you mean. I am quite low. Yeah, I'm low down, quite low down on your left probably. But one of the other things, by the way, is I'm in auto hover, right? And as I said, I'm quite low. There's cannon. If I want to change my altitude, right? Does that mean I've got to get out of auto hover? And the answer is no. Look down on the collective, and you'll see there's a brake there. When I pull it, it releases. What that's going to let me do is increase my height a little bit. Can you see the height increasing? And I'm still right in auto hover. So then I'm going to let go of the brake and just back off on the collective a fraction. And now I'm sitting at 8 meters up instead. Okay, so I can maneuver around a bit and it's still not affecting my, excuse me, it's still not affecting the auto hover. Right, let's have a look. I don't think he's dead, but let's see if we can. Where the hell did they go? Have I got a range? Nope. What's gone on? Don't tell me my laser's died a death. And therefore I've got no range. You know what? I think it might have done. I think my laser's burnt out because I've been out on a couple of sorties. I've been flying for ages. Doesn't matter where my laser goes. Not getting anything. So my range finding abilities disappeared. So that's something you need to be aware of. Yeah, my laser's gone on my helicopter. Is that a tree? I haven't got any on me as usual. There's something stand. I think it's a tree. Don't worry. See, we can lock, but we got no. So we got no radar. So all my weapons are pretty useless unless. Nope, nothing. The radar has died a death. The laser. Oh, why is it off? I still don't think. Yeah, it's died. It's burnt out, which is something that happens. So I can't exactly track. I'm going to have to go for a gung-ho. Because I can't find my weapons. I've got no rangefinder. So what I'm going to do is reset that. Switch on the guns. Change it. Yes, thanks, mate. I've done it all. It's buggering it. We're on. Okay, high explosive. I'll get rid of the thingamajig, the auto hover, and we'll just fly in. I'm just going to fly in. I can't do much else. I'll get shot, but I can shoot them manually. So keep your eyes open just in case I get shot by something. I need that off so I've got better visibility. There's guys on machine guns. I did get rid of the guy with a doodad with a rocket launcher. But this base is going to need something big to kill it. What have they shot? He's still alive. That guy looks dead. There's a little truck with
Kev
things on.
said, looks like the safest place to be is directly in front of you.
Thanks, Kev. I'm not going to disagree with you there. Where's the guy? There they are. Oh. Yeah, there's a whole load over by me, Sham. Little group of them trying to... Well, they've managed to knock my helicopter. There's also a little bunker thing. Don't kill the buildings. I think we take them over. Oh. Oh, that don't sound that good, does it? And I haven't got... Come on, keyboard out. Might have just made that. Yeah, I did. That's lucky. I just about got out in time. It's a bit warm though. Let's run. We'll run that way, shall we? Run, Forest. Run away from the...
Jackson said, barbecue time.
It is, isn't it? Jesus. That'll save me needing a sack back and crack, I think. Right, I haven't really got time to do much else. We'll watch what the others are doing. And turn it down a little bit. Yeah. I didn't get much time to go into too much else today. Let's turn this game down a little bit. Yeah, it's an Apache. So he's got an FCR, fire control radar. It's got radar controlled harms, is it? Not harms. What are the missiles called again? They're not harms, are they? Oh, what are they called now? Of course they're not. What you... Hellfires. There we go. They're Hellfires. Yeah, I remembered. So you've got laser guided. It's really nice to fly, but it's bloody slow. And it's much better with two people. So you've got laser guided there with a clear perspex on their tip. Then you've got radar guided. So that radar on the top, which does, you can point it where you want, that'll pick up targets and assign them, and you can just fire those white ones. So if we go and have a little look. There's nothing. There's a couple of trucks with guys in the back, but I'm not so sure. I don't think you want to destroy the fob or the tower or any of the buildings. Just get rid of the troops and it should neutralise, I think. So they're both in helicopters. He's got an FCR on. The reason why they've got these on is because they're flying by themselves, and it's a little bit easier, gives you a bit more control. When you're flying by yourself, you've got AI even, who's taking the gunner seat, which is good in some respects, but is bloody useless. That's why I say that these things are better with two people, and it's actually a lot more fun. The only problem is you have to be careful because it's very easy to fire these missiles at your own people, especially the planes. So it's much better when you've got a gunner going in as well. Not sure what he shot down there. That was Sham Stinger. He did call rifle. Yeah, I heard him. The trouble is, your helicopter, like the Shark, will tell you there's a missile coming, but you don't know where it is. Let's go down and have a look at the enemy from their point of view. And what we got down here? Oh, my parachute. Perhaps not then. So they're just flinging over. That's one of the trucks. It's a little storage. Okay, there's still a little truck slightly left. No, I think that's dead. Yeah. When they've killed everything, the thing will go like a grey, and then you need to drop supplies on. Let's see if I can. I don't know if we got enough points. No, it won't let me do it. Nope. Stinger. Whether there's anything that's not completely destroyed yet, like it's on fire, I don't know, but I can't see why it's not going grey, as in neutral. Are soldiers still there? Oh yeah, you're heading towards some.
It's easier to fly than jet planes?
Different is the word. I don't think easier is the right question. if you learn, right, with choppers, oh, I forgot I was tied to him. If you, let's do that. Let's go and find out where those guys are. If you start correctly, then you'll pick them up. There was a guy who I taught once years ago who was a commercial pilot, so he flew big stuff. And he was saying that when they taught the aircraft, they refer to choppers as swirly-whirly death machines. And believe me, helicopters will kill you really easy. The touch on a helicopter is so different. There is one guy, and he's looking at Stingy. Stingy's down on your left. He's pointing at you, but I think it's Stingy. He's shooting at you now. If you look down to your left, whoever that is flying and diving is on your left. Helicopter, just wiping with the wheels. Well, I've got to watch the time because I have to take the AIT bot to work today. Still got enough ammo? Has your gun been shot? Let me come and have a look at your chopper. Hang on. Well, if it means you can capture it. Can you move your gun around? Your gun is pointing to the right. Yeah, it looks like it might have been shot. It's now pointing forward, right? Move slightly left, slightly left. No, it's literally stuck. It's pointing about 90 degrees. You haven't got your guy in the front hanging onto it. Now it moved. Did your guy in the front have it by mistake? Right, move your head around and we'll see if it's moving with you. Yeah, it moves, it jumps every now and then. What was it? Ah. And what's that over there to the right? Oh, okay, I'll see. That's thingamajig. So, it's still red. It's still red. It's got to be something else out and about. Right, with this, guys, I am going to have to jump off. I'm really sorry. Don't kill that. I don't think you need to kill them. I think you need to keep them ready for when you take over. I'm not sure, because it is a different map. If somebody, I can't do it, or it won't let me, if you put a Reaper up over here, maybe. Let me see. Let me do that. Other support. Dynamic emergency capture zone. Why haven't we got a Reaper? WRS. There's so many options in this.
Alty guys, you're the best. See you next time.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be streaming this again Saturday. Right, I am going to have to jump off. Let me go and pass the stream over.
Bloody